Welcome to the Nerd Party.
I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Gilfus.
I'm Daniel Prue.
And this is City Alpha 3.
Hello and welcome to City Alpha 3, a Star Trek podcast here on the Nerd Party Network. I am Darren Moser, joined as always by my fellow Strandies, Philip and Daniel. It's still new Star Trek, and we're recording a week later, unlike other times. But yes, so no time for more rewatches, Philip, as the hour draws late, or are you still fitting in some other episodes, maybe refreshing your palate in preparation for Picard?
I've been still in my Enterprise, not as quickly this past week. Have next couple weeks or 2 months is not great as far as school work due dates. But just briefly as an aside, I don't think we ever talked about Discovery being announced as its final season.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Season 5 is the last one.
They announced the final season and then pushed it, for lack of a better word, to next year. I guess it was sort of floating that it would be maybe this year, and now it's like to 2024 for the final Discovery season. Which I know none of us are Discovery fans, so none of us are shedding too many tears. But I mean, it's just interesting. They're obviously, it's nothing bad that they're ending. They're just ending because they want to. So I mean, obviously, looking forward to how they close that chapter.
Are they going to jump another 1,000 years, do you think?
Yeah.
The
Into the
adventure
past.
continues.
Yeah. What about you, Daniel? Any rewatching, or just only have time for Picard at this moment?
No, we're right in the middle of Terok Nor.
Oh,
A great episode of when Garrett goes crazy and has to fight O'Brien, the ghosts of his past. Real good. It's good.
Remind me, because I was reflecting on that episode. I'm not having watched it, but I was just thinking about it. How does it end? Like with Garrick? Like I know he goes crazy and then they solve, but like at the end, how is Garrick? What does he say? What does he?
We haven't gotten there yet. We are halfway. We're halfway through. But if memory serves, I think he just has like respect for O'Brien because he was digging at him in the beginning of the episode before he gets solved. I think that's probably what it is, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking about that episode. I don't know if it was in regards to Picard or other Star Trek, where it's like you have this, action-packed, or at least now, if you don't want to say action-packed, horror thriller episode. I mean, it's pretty dark, but it
Literally
ends.
Dark. Yeah.
I assume, and I don't know because I was just with my memory, with a heartfelt, or not heartfelt, might be exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. It just doesn't end where it's like, oh, we're cured. Credits, they have to tie a bow to this because it's the characters of Garrick and O'Brien that are the important part, not we're doing a thriller horror movie. Right.
Yeah, I'll let you know, but it would be an awkward shuttle ride home because after Garrick has killed everyone, it's only O'Brien, Garrick, and Nog on the shuttle ride. So I'm assuming there's some scene, but I don't remember what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. So I was just surfing through and came across some Trek clips, and there of course was the famous Cisco backhand slaps Garrick in the Pale Moonlight, and I'm like, oh, this is always a good scene. Just that one scene where it ends with Garrick talking about and all it cost was one Romulan senator, one local thief, and a self-respect of a Starfleet captain. And I'm like, oh, this is the writing so good for Garrick, plain simple Garrick. So that's cool. So we're both watching Garrick episodes in a way. All right, and today we're going to be talking about Picard season 3, episode 5, Imposters. I wonder who those imposters could be. Maybe myself? No, they're changelings, obviously. Or could they be secret, duplicitous Starfleet officers? Maybe we'll find out, because there's a lot of mystery involved in this episode, and including the return of a fan favorite character that we'll get to see for a good 35 minutes. Commander Ro Lauren. Take it away, Daniel, your initial thoughts to the, no. But yeah, so this, man, was out of nowhere. Like did they even have any, I never really watched any of the teasers like between week to week, but I think nobody knew that Ro was going to pop up in this episode. It was very out of left field.
Yeah, in a lot of ways.
I want to set the scene that we've been podcasting, for years and years and years and years and years. And so certainly we've played with, if TNG season 8 or
who would you like to see back?
Or if you could recast DS9. So we have covered many, many times a Ro return. Daniel, this is exactly what you dreamed, wasn't it?
Maybe more than any other people on the internet have we talked about Ro Lauren. And man, oh man, did they do a thing. They certainly did. Darren, do you remember a few episodes ago when there was like, and I definitely get the sense that the broader internet has a much more positive view on season 3 than maybe Philip and I do. But even still, we were talking about, and I said, there's patterns. I can still see patterns to how a lot of this season still existed in season 1 and season 2. So if you go back to season 1, what do? They bring back Hugh. Oh, cool. Let's give Hugh a happy. He's a reformed Borg. He's got his own museum.
He's an XP. That's a thing.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing. He's doing great. What happens? Oh well, let's just kill him off. And remember at the time, it's like, especially when we're first watching it, it's like, there must have been a reason, right? The Borg storyline must go somewhere in season 1 of Picard. Nope, the Borg ship just crashes. It lands on the planet, and that's it. No more Borg. And we just killed Hugh off because we just wanted to kill someone off, I guess. I don't know. Fast forward to season 2. Let's make Q sick, I guess. So he's sprinkled throughout the season. Fan favorite character, everybody loves Q. Okay, now he's dead because Picard needed to learn to kiss his girlfriend. I guess that's a thing we're doing now. Okay, cool. And at least both those characters had multiple episodes. Season 3 comes, and they bring Ro in, the killer within 30 minutes. Oh my God, I'm so upset about this. I can't express how upset I am about every single decision that went into this character arc, this mini character arc, I guess you would say. I just hate it. I hated everything about it. I hated every single thing about it. So where should we start? Do we want to start with the uniforms, Philip?
Well, that again, and
the uniform was kind of cool. I like the little vertical rank. It's like it was like a darker, like I almost was surprised she wasn't wearing like black gloves. Like it felt like evil timeline Janeway vibes.
I was confused. I mean, whatever. I don't care anymore. But I was confused because look, me in uniforms. I'm like, just pick one. You pick whatever one you want. Pick whatever you want. I don't care. Just pick one. And stick with it. Even if you're doing it every season, which I think is ridiculous, but if you're going to do it, pick one per season and stick with it. But I feel like we have the regular schlub Starfleet uniform, which is fine. I like it. So like Captain Shaw, that's what he's wearing. Then you have Captain Riker, who's wearing this kind of weird modified thing, but like Riker's kind of in this weird status, like he's part-time reservist, whatever. Okay, I'll go with it. Then Commander Ro shows up. I'm like, okay, what are we doing? What is she wearing? Like, if she'd been introduced as like, oh, I'm with Special Branch, blah blah blah.
She has the black comm badge, right? That's what all the secret. I mean, she practically does. She carries a knife.
Yeah, and look, it is a nitpick, but like, it was just her. And then and I'm also aware of how I'm not trying to talk about how women look, but like. It seemed to me when I looked at her whole character design, not Michelle Forbes's fault. It's like they went with this hair. I don't know if that's a wig. I'll say hair. Her hair, which I thought was kind of bizarre looking. And then I saw a clip or a picture from Preemptive Strike because it's been a while. And I'm like, that's kind of like wasn't that long, but that kind of that was her hair looked like. It's just an extension of it. It was like, oh, because that's not the Ro I think of. But it seemed like they made that hair decision first and like, oh, well, it covers her collar. How can we see her rank the whole episode? I know. What if we made it?
Oh man,
vertical.
I hope you're not right, because that would be a terrible reason to change.
I have uniform. What's the word I'm looking for? Uniform. I'm tired of it. God, I can't think of the word. But anyway,
exhaustion.
Yeah, uniform exhaustion as well. It's just like just stop doing it. Just stop bringing new uniforms in every other episode. I don't get it either. But yeah,
and I didn't think about it until maybe 3/4 way through the episode, and I saw the head dude of the network, Tristan Riddell, had put in our Slack chat. He's like, were those nose ridges drawn on? And I was like, I didn't even, but like, because I don't know, I know Michelle, I think because I know her from Battlestar Galactica most recently, and that's not even that recent. But anyway, so when I see her, like, oh, that's Rogue, Michelle Forbes. I didn't even think like Bajoran, she just acts Rogue. I don't need to see it. But then when the close-ups, I'm like,
yeah, they're very, very faint. Yeah, it does look almost that way. Maybe they were just lazy, or maybe Michelle was like,
I'll come back, but I don't want to do any makeup or wear the earring.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, that's like, okay, go do the earring, no earring. Okay, well, we're going to have to make that part of the story why she's not wearing the earring. Okay, put that aside. Okay, what about the no? Okay. All right. I'll do the wig. That's it.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like the writers knew two things about Ro, and one was the earring, and that was like the big thing, the big takeaway from her first scene in her first episode. And it's like, okay, that's cool. We could have moved on. We could have moved the character on in some way, but that's not what we're doing here today.
And I'm conscious that, I'm very critical of season 3, so I always try to walk it back a little bit. And so this is how I'll frame this. The Rose story would have worked better over 2 episodes. Because it's like you introduce her, you do this in this mysterious way, because she's like, an antagonist to Picard and Riker. And then it's kind of like, and you kind of thought this, or I kind of thought this was going to happen, but it happened a little later than I thought it would, go into the holodeck, and then like, now we can really talk. Okay. So she's not that way. She's this way. And then she has this whole plan. But then the plan is also this emotional thing with Picard, which is a little overblown in my opinion, but whatever, we'll go with it. But like, and then then she leaves and the explosion. I'm like, you could have stretched that, not like in a we're making a meal out of it, but like introduce her like maybe at the middle of the last episode or at the end. Oh, there she is. Oh, it's Ro. And then you've taken that element out. And then this episode you can play with it a little more. But it just seemed like, and then plus Jack, plus Bev, plus
there was a lot going on this episode.
See, it's so funny you said that because the pacing is again, I agree with Philip. If they did it longer, that would make more sense. The problem
we don't have 26 episodes, Daniel.
I'm so glad 10. You said that. I'm so glad you said that because this feels like a filler episode to me. They kill Ro, and all we find out was that from Ro is that they infiltrated highest level of Starfleet, trust no one, which is the tagline
we
in
already
the first
kind
episode.
Of knew that.
It's like literally in the first episode. So the only other reason is to connect them to Worf, which is you could do 1,000 different ways. So like this whole episode feels completely like it's spinning its wheels. Like we don't make any progress in any sort of meaningful way, and they just kill off a character because remember when she had the earring, and then remember. And I want to talk about this because I want to talk about a lot, but I want to talk about what is her plan. Okay, right? So she thinks that there's all sorts of changelings on her ship on Intrepid, right? So she doesn't go through the transporter because why?
Because we had to kill her off, Daniel.
And then she brings. So instead of going through the transporter like alone or whatever, she brings more changelings from the Intrepid onto. I actually don't understand what her goal was. If she really thought she was being monitored.
I think her goal was to alert Picard as someone she felt she could trust, I guess.
But that's also a crime of opportunity too, because had Picard and Riker never started this whole thing in the first place.
Right.
This is still going on, the conspiracy.
Right. She took the opportunity of, it just so happens Riker and Picard are in this sector on the Titan. I'll go talk to them. Yeah.
So I should go arrest them, kind of, just fake arrest them, because I think that there's all of these changelings. Guys, the changelings are the worst. These changelings have never used their changeling powers to do changeling things, ever. So Ro has to die, right? Because at the end, they're in the shuttlecraft. The changelings discover that what Ro is doing. And instead of, killing her and taking over her personality, which is like a changeling thing to do. They plant some sort of changeling bomb, because that's not English. I don't know what language that was. And then they beam off the thing. Why would they not just take over Ro? There's 3 of them on the shuttlecraft with her.
They've been infected with solid thinking.
I'm assuming that there are a majority of people on her ship are changeling, because if a human was sitting at the bridge of her ship and they're like, wait, so why are we beaming over 2 people and not all 3? And why is that ship not now unable to beam?
Yeah,
why is it flying towards our nacelle?
They also
why did it blow up next to our nacelle?
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. God, I hate it so much.
Well, I also had to laugh because, again, this is not the response that I know was meant, and so it's probably my fault. But so Ro dies, but doesn't take the nacelle, but basically takes the nacelle with her. And then the next part of the plot is you're on the Titan, and Intrepid's powering weapons, they're going to get us. You mean like the half blown up ship is coming out? I'm not scared. Like, am I supposed to be like threatened by here comes the bad ship that's bleeding plasma?
Yeah, I was gonna say, they seem to. I'm like, back in, I don't know how ships are in your day, Picard, but back in my day, if something struck or blew up directly next to the nacelle, we're kind of AFK for a while. Like, we're busy preventing the core from breaching, because that's really not good. You don't want here's the number one rule I learned as a as a chief engineer: don't F with the nacelles. Leave them alone. You need 2 of them, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I did see. Sorry, one last thing. I saw one thing, and I was not wrapped around this as an issue, but someone was like, "Oh, Rose should have just gone right to the bridge and blown him up." And no, of course she wouldn't do that, because there are half the Titan crew. But I'm also I don't think the nacelle's any safer. You blow up the bridge, you're killing a couple people. The nacelle, you could blow up the whole ship. I don't know if it was necessarily a safety thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much how many changelings there are. There seem to be a lot of changelings, right? We see at least 52 in this episode. So, and again, they never do their changeling things. They never, makes me so mad. But, so her plan was to come over to warn Picard and then tell him to run. That's her plan? Where is he supposed to run to? This all hinges on the stupid Jack stuff. And this is what I have a theory about this, guys. Jack Crusher is either being controlled by or is the female changeling. That's the only thing that makes sense at this point, right? So what do we know about this quote-unquote faction of changelings? They're very unhappy with the ending of the Dominion War. And who is responsible for that? The female changeling. That's it. So, and he's seeing changeling vision and so it's either
But why would the female changeling pose as Jack Crusher of all people for 20 years?
Darren, does any of this make any sense? No, I don't. I can't answer all the questions. Is
Jack Crusher himself Spock's shuttle? See the embodiment of the MacGuffin of the story.
Yeah, look, I'm trying not to be Mr. Complainer, but the Jack mystery, I don't care. I know I'm sounding like that. I don't care.
There's already one mystery with Federation Day and what's going to happen. I'm intrigued with that, and then to add all something in Jack's mind, which I'm kind of guessing. I mean, again, it does seem to have some connections to changelingness, but maybe that's a red herring. Maybe it's aromatic syndromeness or something like that. I don't know. Is that the kind of craziness you go through?
Nice theory.
He is part of Picard's lineage. Yeah.
We think.
The more that I see this stuff happening, I'm like, is he even is he a changeling? Beverly should know this, right?
Yeah, I'm worried that Beverly is a changeling, and this is a sort of a 1-2 maybe. I don't know.
Was she still in a stasis pod somewhere? She's
still in a stasis pod. That's and that'd be kind of an okay twist. I guess,
I can't see that because of the, at the end of the day, the simplest answer is usually true. That's a lot of twists for Star Trek.
Yeah, but why use changelings then? Because they certainly don't like them for their changeling threat or their changeling abilities. Why use
the existential fear of they could be anyone, and Except for Ro, because they don't want to choose to be Ro. Yeah.
And this is, and again, complain. This is kind of a retread of season 1. Like, there's a young person who is the offspring of someone who does not know it, or does know, and then they are suddenly triggered to act like Kung Fu Master. Like, this is just Data's daughter, like, again, who's coping with an internal identification of, oh God, what am I? And if I find out what I am, then I'm just going to go mental. And now Jack is, sleeper cell activated and, Kung Fu'd all the changelings and shot them all. And slightly predicting the future. I mean, he dreamt he was going to be in a Starfleet uniform, was then in a Starfleet uniform, thought he was going to shoot people in Starfleet, ended up shooting. I mean, they were changelings. But so it's like, yeah, I would rather they just told us and have dramatic irony where we're like, we know as the audience, Jack knows, but no one else knows. And then that's kind of a mystery because, are people going to find out a secret or whatever's going on? I'd rather just know. Just tell me, it's fine. You don't have to mystery box it. It's fine. There's so many other things going on, and because then I feel like we're going to be teased like, oh, is Jack Crusher the Red Angel? I don't. It's like whatever answer they give me now, I'm going to be disappointed.
Don't you remember how thrilling the conclusion to the Red Angel story was? Oh man,
Red Angel, that takes me back. It was her mom. Yeah, that's right.
It was technically her and her mom, but yes, it was a fake. You thought it was her, but it was her mom, but it's also her. So you were right, but you were also fake.
And it's just like, if you wait until the last episode to tell us, it's so frustrating. I'm so sick of Jack Crusher. I wish they'd take him. I just wish they'd take him and he was gone and we never had to worry about him again. But so they have this whole like threat against the Federation, but also everybody wants Jack. So I don't know. I don't know what else it could be at this point.
In some ways, and I don't know, Darren, I know, well, not that I don't like it, but I know you liked conspiracy and stuff like that. The show, not the real life stuff. The episode. Yeah. I almost felt like that ruined it. Like, because we had enough with the threat from the strike, and that was changelings, and that was something's going on, but that's, whatever. And then we have whatever the mystery with the Daystrom and the group and all that stuff. And like, it could have just been like that. Like, oh, they stole something really important and that's a threat. Now we have to add like, oh, they've taken over Starfleet. I'm like, okay, okay. All right. Universe is at risk. I mean, whatever. Like, it almost raised the stakes too high. Like, I just needed more medium stakes. And I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
doable.
Star Trek nowadays has a very hard time of not having the stakes run away and be absolutely anything. It's like, well, it's just an episode. No, it's got to be. There's something on the border. Oh, some portal opening, and there's a fleet of ships we got to send. It's like, oh, okay. So. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm a little less harsh on this season. I'm just enjoying it in general. I mean, not that any of your critiques are invalid because they are very true. I guess it's just you can choose to ignore them and just watch for popcorn and enjoy because it is what it is, and people don't listen to podcasts and make changes. But it's all in the can anyway.
Well, I think, I mean, and it's we complained about before, and I've complained about before with Ro. It's like what we always say with Star Trek, especially like a Picard, where you're meeting characters after several years. Like, did Geordi have a happy life? Did he have a good life?
Did anyone
else was dogs?
No one has.
Crap.
We talked about this extensively. We said we were so worried that we were going to meet these characters again, and they were going to have all this traumatic stuff. And what do we find out? We find out that Beverly had a secret son and never talked to anybody ever again. And I don't know. Geordi probably murdered a kid or something. I don't know where they're going with it, but
killed his wife, or something.
Whatever happened.
Because and then it's Ro, which again, like you say, is like as Hugh Redux, but it's like, why kill her off? And I guess to sort of stick to what they gave us, don't argue about what could have been, what did we get, and just stick. So the whole Picard Ro emotional roller coaster. I don't know, Daniel. What do you think? I mean, I haven't watched Preemptive Strike in a hot second, but like, I get the idea, but I almost felt like this again suffers from my thing that I've said before, and I could be wrong. It's been 20, 25 years at this point. I mean, is Picard still like, I've thought about you every day, Ro, and how you've disappointed me? Like, I mean, you could have gotten over this.
It's not an emotional roller coaster so much as it is it's an emotional warp core because of how fast they push this through. That's the problem with it, really. I mean, I would argue, and on the character grounds, no way Ro Laren went back into Starfleet. No way. I don't believe that for 2 seconds. I do believe that there's a conversation that you could have. The conversation that Picard and Ro have at the end, or in the holodeck. I do think there's probably some lingering sort of, but again, like you say, it's 25 years later. It's not going to be like, Picard is not going to have rehearsed this conversation every day for the past 20 years.
Learned Bajoran just for this fact.
He might still have, leftover feelings and resentments, and that's fine. But no way he's this emotional about it. It's like, no, I just don't buy that for a second. And like, I get it, it's hyper sped because we're doing this in an episode, but you chose to do this in one episode. That's your fault. That's on you people who wrote this episode. You can't take us along for that ride and like act like it has any meaningful impact because, she was on the show, whatever, 10 episodes or 15 episodes or whatever, however long it was. The only way I think that they could sort of make up for this, for me, is if when Geordi comes on the ship, if he finds out that Ro's not really dead, she's just invisible, and then he brings her back to life. That would be, that's a twist that I could get on board for. And then they could be friends. Then everybody could be friends, and they could, go to the funeral.
How would that ever happen in a Star Trek episode? That's grasping at straws. Are you saying he would be some sort of blind, dead ghost wearing clothes in the afterlife?
And they'd have to push a Romulan through a window, and it would be super fun. Oh, man. I'm just going to go watch that episode.
Remember that time Ro fake died? Let's go celebrate that. Yeah.
Well, Data could hold a really fun... Oh, wait. Never mind. He's dead, too.
Yeah. It's because, we joked last episode, or maybe 2 episodes before, Darren, when I was like, about like, oh, Locutus, and it's obvious how Shaw, and you're like, not everyone has watched Teen G. I'm like, oh yeah, this is for new viewers. Like, this is like, I felt like, because they don't want to ruin the surprise, but like Picard should have been like previously on and just shown like clips from Preemptive Strike, just to be like, yeah, okay, I'm there. I just don't, because also, not that I don't acknowledge that mentor-mentee relationship. I mean, it's not like I just hate that it's so isolated, because not that he's there the whole time, but like Riker's right there, who, by the way, she knows. Cough. But anyway, like, she was just
that was different. Philip.
Yeah. But she was just as friendly. I mean, like, I'm sure Riker helped her out too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like
no, Philip, so you don't understand. She Picard. Specifically betrayed Picard, obviously, even though that's not at all what happened or why. It's fine if he feels that way. I get that, but that's not what happened, and we saw that. So it's just Again, it's a quick shortcut to get to. Oh, she gave me her earring, and there it is.
Because from the issue that, and I can see where you can go at Picard this way if you're Ro, but it also doesn't. She's like, oh, you're confusing Starfleet with an idea. You're just for Starfleet. But like, I saw season 1 of Picard where he knows Starfleet can fail, and they did fail with the Romulan incident. And so it's not like Picard at this age that he's at has these delusions of that Starfleet is always perfect, which I don't think he ever did, but if you want to say he did. And so like Picard be like, oh, he could say, yeah, no, you're right. They can suck sometimes. He wouldn't say it this way. Yeah, but yeah, they can suck sometimes. And I agree, but this, but
he snipes at her for not wearing her earring. It's such a bizarre idea. Like, what if she just decided to stop wearing it? Like, 15 years ago, it's like not even a thing in her life anymore. She just doesn't care. Like, people's tastes change, and even their traditions. I mean,
that is kind of the point of the entire show, is that everyone Picard meets has to kind of remind him, like, dude, it's been like 20 years. Like, we are different people. I mean,
wait a minute, Will, you didn't step over that chair. Are you even who you are anymore?
Is your back okay? Is it something?
No, I'm 68, 70 years old. What do you want?
Yeah, no, it's I mean, maybe the simplest answer on why they were fixating on the ear so much is that they could then draw in the fact that there's that secret Charlie Day red tape amongst all of the display windows conspiracy theory message hidden inside of it. I
also love because, like, I mean, I'm making fun, but like, there's a clock. Like, we've burned so much time. There's only like 5 minutes left of the episode, and so it's like Picard's like, yeah, all I got was this crummy earring, and Will just looks like an idiot, like you're looking at your grandparents who don't know how to use email. You're like, no, this earring is just everyone knows earrings are secret data storages, moron.
I mean, Picard's kind of slipping. Like, first there was the special, what was it, the cipher that he didn't know. And then there was if we go to warp 9.99, it's all automated. And now he didn't know Starbase 11 was decommissioned. And it's like, you know what? He's not really in tip top Federation shape. We're seeing a lot of cracks.
Well, we can thank the old Soong for that, giving him a broken, aging body instead of, an actual robot body, which it could have been. But
turned off the superpowered tab on the Android.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't change the settings without dying. That's when you're able to reset. It's like, but while you're alive, you can't go into that menu.
And I think at this point, and I don't know, Darren, don't tell me, but like, do they use the 10 forward set every GD episode? Like, I'm glad they invested in that set, and we're going to use it. So I'm like, gosh, really, every single episode we're going to the 10 forward hologram. Okay, well, there you go.
See, that would have been a good way to bring something back from the past, like a 10 forward, not a 10 forward, but a holodeck program that we had seen in the past, like from TNG.
I mean, been fun. I would have loved a holographic actual 10 forward from TNG. Like, that would have been nostalgic. I would have loved it. But yes, normal 31st century or whatever bar. That's got me right in the feels.
And maybe I'm just slow on the uptake, because here's my question about the whole row thing. Just stick with that. She's introduced. It's all very like end of, was it season 2 Lower Decks or season 3 Lower Decks? We're here to arrest the captain. For treason. But like, she's making that up or not? Like, I'm very like, even when she revealed her plan, I'm like, was it serious or was she not serious? I guess because
they stole the ship, right? I think that's the idea. I don't think there's a grand theft.
You saw that as an in into getting on the ship.
Well, because it's so weird, and it's such a quick turnaround when they go from, we have now resigned ourselves to being arrested, essentially, right? They're like, oh, bummer. Well, I'll go face the music, and I'm like, well, hey, that's kind of refreshing that you guys did actually lie to people. You stole Starship, you put people in danger. Okay, cool, that's fine. They're like, we'll just go with Starfleet. And then Starfleet gets there, and they're all like, "Okay, never mind. We're not going to do that anymore. Let's get out of here. Let's run away." And it's like, "Oh, okay. I guess we're not going with Starfleet anymore." But okay.
But you also, again, you talked about this being a filler episode. It's like they had to do XYZ, and they chose this episode to do all that. So it's like, so what we want to do, we just want the heroes to be on the Titan.
That's it.
We just want
how do we get that pesky rest of crew off of this ship?
We want them to have this plan or this new goal, and then we want them to contact war. But like this, like it's just like I was there for like a beginning of the episode, like okay, as you say, face the music, and then it just went off like, and now we're reassigning the entire crew. I'm like, what? It's ridiculous. And also, this is my Shaw thing. I'm going to complain about it every time. Shaw's perfectly fine with it. Doesn't give a about his crew. Oh yeah, never liked him. Glad they're all gone. Just me and the 5 people running the ship.
But you know why though? They got rid of everybody on the bridge so that when the TNG crew fills out, they all have a spot on the bridge. That's why they were doing
for that shot we're gonna get of everybody on the bridge in their spots. They'll do it.
Is Shaw going to be the guest con officer?
I don't know, man.
Is that because he's the McDuff of this situation? You're not.
If I were Shaw, I would put Riker and Picard in the brig and throw away the key, man. They're just
don't use keys in the 25th century. No, you're right. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about Worf and Raffi. Their plot moves forward a little bit, but not much.
Because this is the third time that we're doing the same thing on this same planet with this same organization. So the first episode with Raffi, she's dealing with that guy, and then to the second episode with Raffi and Worf, it's with the Ferengi. But that was just the other guy's boss. Now we got this Vulcan dude who was just the Ferengi's boss, and we're right back to
working our way up the chain, I guess.
Now they can access Daystrom. I guess that's the big thing that that's the big takeaway. That we're going to go find out where Lore is or whoever else they stole from Daystrom, I guess.
Which I admit, I was confused. I mean, not that there's not 15 million things with the same name, because there's been an Intrepid, there's been so like Daystrom. I was thinking that the Daystrom that's in Australia, right, where what's her face came from, Maddox and because they were at Daystrom and wherever they were, New Zealand, Australia, I can't remember.
Or whatever. Oh yeah, but this is Daystrom Station.
Well, I've not been hearing the word station, I'm going to say, the whole time, so maybe I'm just wasn't listening.
They always just say Daystrom Institute or Daystrom. Yeah. They don't say station, but it is a station.
Yeah, now apparently, yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm Raffi's not my favorite, but I don't dislike her. It's just not my favorite. But I do I'm still liking the Worf stuff. But like during the confrontation, as you say, part 3, that's the whole thing. And you kind of assume there's a trick because Worf is so acting cool. I'm going to go, sit here and meditate in the middle of the open road. You're like, okay, he's got something up his sleeve. And so then the thing happens and you're like, oh, okay. And then for a second, I'm like, oh, because they're going to fight. There's going to be a trick. I'm fine, which is fine. I want the guys to win. But then, she stabs Worf. I'm like, wait, Worf's not. What is Worf? These people would kill Worf, wouldn't they? This is how they would do it. Wouldn't give a about it. So I was just being mad for a good 15 seconds. They would do this. He's dead. That's how they would do it. And throw his body out afterwards.
And then we bring in Alexander. Everyone always loves Alexander. We need a Klingon.
Alexander played by Michael Dorn. Let's do it. All right.
But with slightly younger makeup.
Yeah.
But then I had to laugh again. No time. We gotta go like this. It's like, check his pulse. The guy checks the pulse for a second. If you told me to check someone's, it would take me 30 to be like, is that the right spot? Hold on, let me. And I gotta wait
on a Klingon too.
Oh boy.
It's also apparently a K-less method of slowing your heart, which is, okay, we know what the word K-less is, so but I feel like he's more of a warrior dude. He probably wouldn't do that type of thing. He was a real big macho kind of dad. But that's okay. I didn't care that much. It was just
also in my head canon, that guy's Romulan. I'm not buying he's Vulcan. I don't care if they told me explicitly 100 million times he's Vulcan. He's not Vulcan.
Did you see his pointy ears though?
Romulan.
He had Vulcan tattoos down below his eye.
He was best friends
granted,
with a Ferengi.
If you were a Vulcan and you wanted to pretend to be a Romulan, that's how I would do it. Or sorry, reverse that. If I was a Romulan and I wanted to pretend to be a Vulcan, that's how I would do it.
Yes, the Vulcan gangster. Yes, I'm completely buying that as a concept.
Is he a logic extremist too?
Oh, that's a good callback. That's funny. Oh man.
Because if you have Vulcans that are not acting like Vulcans, then they're logic extremists. Oh man, yes. But I think you're right. They're definitely setting a lot of stage. I'm still trying to see where it's going because we only have one more episode before I'm back to square one.
Like the rest of
normie.
Like the rest of everybody, yeah. So, which means I should be getting my next batch soon. But I haven't decided if I'm going to watch it all at once or watch it week to week.
So Worf was working for Ro, right?
Yep. Yeah, she says she has two assets, and she's obviously referring to Raffi and Ro and Worf.
Okay. I'm not saying I don't believe it. It's just weird. I don't understand how the structure works.
It is very weird.
I will say, like I said before, it is fun going back to rewatch the first one or two episodes, and every time you hear her handler talk, just think of it as Worf, and it's so much funnier because you can totally hear it in every little line, because obviously you don't know that until later, but yeah, that was fun to rewatch with that knowledge.
Who do we think the captain of the Intrepid is? Because I feel like they went out of their way to not show the captain of the Intrepid.
Changeling.
So it's got to be like...
I don't think it especially matters.
No?
There's only one important person per every ship. That ship, it is Ro, and now no one.
So the Shrike is gone. The Intrepid is
not forgotten.
Did you see it gone, though?
Well, I'm just saying. None of them are chased there. So at this point, the Titan is off into the sunset. Nobody is actively chasing them as far as we're aware right now. So in this next episode, it's kind of a blank slate, right?
Well, I guess the Intrepid is chasing them. They just got away, but like they are being pursued.
But
they're one to sell. Good luck.
I mean, yeah, like it's going to take 1 hour to get away from them far enough where it's not a threat anymore.
That is true.
Yeah. So I guess maybe now they meet with Worf Daystrom. Is that what this episode's going to be? I'm just guessing. I have no idea.
Yeah.
At this point.
I'm trying to remember if we have a title for the next episode.
I'm sure we do. I'm sure probably two ahead, probably.
It is The Bounty.
It's the murder of Mott.
Well, that'll be Jack. So,
yeah. So maybe we finally learned something interesting or worthwhile about it.
Yeah, I mean, I still don't know what these weird tentacle visions and him blacking out. I don't know,
Daniel, that he needs to get his med pack, whatever they call it in Mass Effect. Because you see in the red blood vessels.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I think that's the
edges of his vision are turning into weird things.
Yeah. I think that's whenever the changeling is exerting control. That's what I assume is happening. But that's just my theory. I have no idea, because what else could the changelings want so badly?
You know what? This is completely just because I have no shame anymore. So Odo is controlling him because you notice he's fighting the bad changelings. So he has to be a good changeling.
Well, it doesn't have to be a good changeling. He just has to be a changeling that is at odds with the changeling. So
you're saying that there's like a piece of a changeling inside him that is controlling him?
Just like it was with that woman, the captain. Remember when she cut off her own arm?
I still think she is a full-on changeling.
Well, then why would she be talking to herself?
Because she's not talking to herself. She's talking to
the Rebel Link.
The Rebel Link.
No, I don't read that. She changed character completely when she cut off her arm.
I did too. It's weird.
She became like a meek old lady and was like, "Oh, what do you want me to do? I can't just."
Okay. Oh, that's actually not a bad point. Maybe they cut off her hand and then replaced it with a piece of themselves, and then maybe the same thing is happening to Jack, where they cut off something and that piece is a changeling and is able to stay. That's actually not a bad idea.
Or maybe, like his dad, he's got a robot heart, but it's not actually a robot heart; it's a changeling or something like that. Right?
No. But I once you described it on her changing after she cut off her hand, I had always just assumed she was a changeling, and that was how they talked to the link. But that's not a bad.
But that wouldn't make any sense either, anyways, because how would either of those pieces be connected to the link? It's not like her hand is connected to the link any more than the rest of her body is. You know what I mean?
But her hand is a changeling, is a piece of changeling.
But I thought you were saying that you thought she was also a changeling,
right? I did, and I thought it was, and they just had a way of like, okay, this is just their process of like, you cut off a part, that part is part of the link, and
but how can it be part of the link? It's not connected to the link. It's not.
Well, I mean, yeah, you would have to establish like the fact that all changelings are kind of connected without being physically connected. But
man, that would be another big rewrite of the changeling mythos.
They're logic extremists, changelings.
I love it. Episode title. Because I don't know, just the whole changeling thing. They're changing the rules. I get it, to make it, anyone could be, but then like it almost takes the power out of it, because like if everyone, then okay, then how do you know? And if you don't know, then
I mean, everybody was already not on Riker and Will's side, so it's not like we changed the stakes of the game at all. It's for our heroes.
So okay, so
I just want to get to Frontier Day or Federation Day or whatever.
That's going to be the last episode.
Yeah, probably.
We'll celebrate Star Trek. Happy Frontier Day. We all died.
Everyone dies.
We're halfway through, guys. It's episode 5. We only got 5 episodes left
to solve every single thing.
So they took away the ability to blood test, but also Beverly can detect that they have 0 DNA. So that's actually easier to tell, I think, maybe. You just scan everybody at this point? Isn't that not any easier than... but whatever. Okay.
I also am a little depressed because it's so much like life, which, I hate that when Star Trek does real life. The bad parts. Because they're like, oh yeah, we still scan all the crew just to make sure. The Benign's War's been 20 years. Then we still have to take off our shoes because of some moron with a shoe on 20 years ago. I'm like, gee,
it is kind of true.
You still have to do TSA 20 years from the Dominion War.
At least in Star Trek, you don't. It's super passive. You don't even know what's happening, and it just happens.
Well, and it sounds like they do it when they recruit. On their beginning, it's once you're in, you're in. It's not like every day they do a blood test. That's a little paranoid. It's a Gattaca, walking through the train station depot. Oh, not changing. Okay, you're still good.
But there are, so I wanted to count, right? Because we see 4 dead this episode. We also see 3 in the shuttle with 2. Was it only 2? With the bomb? Okay.
It was only 2, and they beamed over to the Intrepid and then changed. I think they're right. 2 of the ones from they beamed over to the Titan and then changed back into people, and then they were hunting Jack. So
they were part of the people. Okay.
The same 2, yeah.
So, but there were 4. So there were at least 2 that were on the Titan originally.
Yes, 2 on the Titan originally, 2 that came with Ro, and plus the one that was killed before.
Right. So there were 3 on the Titan. I'm trying to figure this out. Right. There were 3 on the Titan at some point.
But they're changeling, so they're all one changeling, just multiple.
Yeah, well, Darren, that's a kind of important fact.
Now, is what tripped Ro off? Because judging from the last episode, is that she was just walking around the Intrepid and there's just nothing but buckets in the corridors from all of them. Buckets.
Why are there so many buckets?
And how do they recognize each other? Especially when they do change. They change their form.
The link. It solves all questions.
You know what was awesome? Paradise Lost. I know not your favorite episode, Philip, but it was awesome. Because that ending conversation they have where they go, there was only 2 of us, man, on this whole dang planet. And that was it. And then now it's
what we did. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's that is the scariest part. And that's why you can't really get much more tense than that. And that's why it's here. It's here's a whole ship full of half your crew is now changelings. It's not even as scary because it's then there's just nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
true. At that point, if half your crew of the Intrepid is changelings, then that's the day they're like, okay, we're taking over, and then boom, now all your crew are changelings. Why not?
Because I think, and this is it's not even Star Trek, but everything. Oh, bigger and better, but it's not actually. If we had canonically, but not canonically, but had said some definitively Ro, I know for certain there are 8 changelings
in this cell.
That's
something.
That's interesting.
What
8?
Them off as we eventually come
but
across.
But not
them.
3/4 of the Intrepid are changelings. Okay, well then. I guess we're effed. Okay.
Philip, are you suggesting that sort of like a Battlestar thing where we know exactly how
I was thinking well, because I was because that's actually, Michelle Ford. But that's smart because with Battlestar, before you knew who was a Cylon, there's 8, and that was kind of the fun you have to fill in. There's only so many. But it just reminds me, is this going to be a copy and paste changeling army that's going to attack in the last episode because we have to have a huge army or a huge fleet of ships or
we have an army of changelings and then we raise an army of data synths and they all fight on Mars.
So
that's how it's going to end.
So if let's just say they do that. Let's just say they're going to have this big battle. Are all of the changelings going to turn into number 1, big piles of goop? Number 2, Algerian battle hawks, or are they all going to be just some generic person in a Starfleet uniform? Is that all?
You know the answer, Daniel.
Yeah, I do.
Also, to me, I almost felt and I don't necessarily think it's on purpose.
They're all going to turn onto that copy paste ship that all looks the same. That's their fleet.
But I almost felt like with this episode talking about the changelings, it almost reminded me of like zombie episodes or movies or TV shows that don't use the word zombies, purposefully. Like, it's like the word gelatinous does not appear in this episode, even though that is the only way on DS9, Daniel, correct me if I'm wrong, they ever refer to their state. They return to their gelatinous state. That is 100 times. I've heard it a million times on DS. There's like, they return to a liquid. Like, just say the word. What do you mean? Just say the word. I don't know why you're.
Well, they got a lot of flack last week, Philip, for the bucket thing. So they're trying to like maybe spread it out a little bit,
I'm trying to think what else happened. It was.
I mean,
Ro,
there's Ro, a little bit of Worf. Yeah.
Oh,
like
Worf.
you said, a lot of wrapping up, or not wrapping up, but just moving it forward. Ro is really the big part.
Riker's not in the series, really, is he? He's just there.
He stands there
a lot of times.
Yeah, he did. When I know Darren brought this up last week, but he did. He gave the ship right back to Shaw right in the beginning, so that was good. The other thing I wanted to just really touch on briefly was Beverly talking to Jack, and apparently he's been having these visions or nightmares or whatever since he was a little kid.
He had them as a kid. He hasn't had them in a while. But yeah.
Well, this is introducing the idea, possibly what you said, Daniel. This may not be the Jack she knows.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a memory.
She knows more than she definitely is telling, though, because she says, I don't think this is over yet. Like, this is still going on. I feel like that, yeah.
She obviously has even if she doesn't know what is wrong with Jack, she has an inkling. But she's obviously not sharing it because then we, the audience, would know that.
But like everybody's almost died a bunch of times. Like at some point you have to just like trust the people.
Apparently in her crazy world, she's almost died a lot of times. And it's just better to keep things close to your vest.
It's fine if it's just you and your son. But if it's 500 other people, it's actually a bigger deal. You know what I mean? Like, so I just don't get that. But.
And I feel like and whatever, there's a lot of cheats that Star Trek has used throughout the half century, so I can't critique them, but it almost seems like they're purposefully, I know they just did, but like for 5 seconds, purposefully putting Jack and Beverly together alone to talk, because I feel like when you do that, you solve everything. Because I think Beverly, what's going on? Jack says what's going on, and then we can, but you have to, like, there's always someone else in the room, or you make Jack be with Picard, and you make Bev just be a doctor. If you put them in a room to talk like a regular mother and son, we get solved. It's like the insurrection problem. Crusher does one tricorder scan, you solve the movie.
Oh, Philip, they also mentioned insurrection in this episode.
Yeah, in a stupid way.
Oh, yeah, where he lists all the things. He's like, well, the time you crashed the ship.
All good things.
He saw all the movies.
And insurrection.
I mean, it was a little bit of fun. Shaw, like, reading through the worst list of the Enterprise D crew.
Well, I think like what killed me, because it was very Lower Decky, which is
it was,
but that's my problem. In Lower Decks, I buy it and Worf because it's funny, but here I didn't buy it because like he got me the number one, number three, number two. What is Picard writing in his report about? Oh yeah, I made out with Anish, by the way. Like, how does he know? How does Shaw know about that? Picard had a romance. Where was that written down that Shaw would have known that?
That was in Data's notes. He
writes
very,
everything.
he's very observant. So,
except Shaw's not a big reader. He strikes me as. So anyway,
he could have watched the Holo videos or whatever.
Well, yeah. If there's going to be a holodeck, we know it's only going to be about 10 forward, and not the 10 forward you're thinking of.
Not the one you like. The 10 forward no one asked for. This is the 10 forward at home. That's what we
All right. Well, any final thoughts on this episode? We know who the imposters are, and Ro is dead here for scant a minute.
Well, I was going to say, it seemed to me, because Darren, you said you didn't watch teasers, and I don't even know if teasers exist. If they do, I don't see them either. But I felt like there was a bit of a mini promo campaign before this episode of like intruders. Who's the intruder? And like it showed like the TNG cast we've seen so far, also 7 not in this episode, but anyway. But I felt like that's when they've introduced that idea, like, oh, one of our people's a changeling, but they weren't. But then like I think like, oh, because then when you watch the episode, like, oh, Ro maybe Rose, maybe, and then no, everyone.
That's true. They are kind of trying to set that up like it's Ro that is the imposter, but she's not.
Yeah, it's like no, everyone's who they are. It's just crewman B in the hallway was the changeling. I'm like, okay.
I know for being attacked and pursued by the Intrepid, we never go there. We're never on that ship ever.
We don't even
at all.
We don't even. Again, this is why I think they were hiding who the captain is, because when the Intrepid gets there, the person at the bridge is like reading the prompt off of the console. They're like, "Oh, they're telling us to turn down our power and blah 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 blah." And it's like, why are they doing it this way? This is so strange. Star Trek has never in the history of Star Trek.
Unfortunately, the Titan had the prefix code for the Intrepid. Beep 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 beep. No, we just blow up in a cell.
I do have to laugh because I think they've gone too far in the other direction, and it's funny and it's fine, but it's still silly with the LCARS displays, because they're like, look, this is 2023. People are going to see it. It's on HD XYZ right. 1500, and they're going to press pause and go look, and which is okay. But like then they have so dumbified the LCARS for like crew. It's like yes or no, hit the accept button. Like I mean, you can just put like L, like on the LCARS would be like L647. You would press the panel, and like it's a bit of mystery of how you know that, but it's just like
right.
Yes, no,
you're
down. It's like mystery gone. I could slide the
like
Titan. Apparently,
that meme of the sweating guy about to push buttons. It's like accept your fate or defy Starfleet, and he's like, I don't know. What am I gonna do? All right. What about you, Daniel? Any final thoughts on the best Ro episode in the last 20 years?
R.I.P. Ro.
Oh boy, that's actually not even true.
Is she really dead, Daniel?
That's the thing. That's what I was just thinking about this when we were just saying there's no actual imposter. What if Ro was an imposter? And maybe this is a false information campaign.
Oh gosh.
Listen, I just want Ro to be alive. Okay, that's it.
I don't think that's happening.
I know that's not happening.
No, they blew up her ship.
I'm mad at the show, and I probably will be for the rest of forever. But you know what? They still have 5 episodes. Plenty of characters that I love to kill off. So we'll see if this train keeps going, and we'll see what happens.
I'm pinning all my hopes on Geordi. Geordi's going to save this season. Mark it.
I know. We haven't even seen him yet, and we're halfway through. Man, he's the last one, right? Of the main cast. Yeah.
Well, and we haven't seen Data.
Don't bring it up, Darren. Bring it up.
He had 2 seasons, man. He got
that's true. That's true. All right. Well, if someone wanted to talk to you, Philip, about maybe the Tal Shiar are involved, because why not at this point? Where would they talk to you?
I assume it's going to be the Vulcan intelligence. So Vulcan extremists, here they come. It was Vulcans all along. And you can reach me at NC Public Servant.
And Daniel, if someone wanted to talk to you about where are they going to put Ro's grave, because there's no body, they could pick anywhere.
Well, they can find me at OneUpDan. That's the number one, not the word, and that's the number one, as in this is the number one way not to deal with Ro. But whatever, it's fine. We're moving past it.
But she left her earring behind, and then Picard's going to wear it for the rest of the season.
I would love it. I would love it. Oh my god, Darren! If he does that, I will take back half the things I said.
Yeah, that would be actually really funny.
It'd be too. You guys know that's not going to happen.
I'd love it. Amazing. I would love it. I just feel like that's a choice, but you know what? God bless him.
Yeah.
or there's going to be a pivotal moment where he's like, "You killed Ro Lord." Clip.
Takes a pencil on his nose and does right there.
And then in the background, the other Bajorans are like, "That is so not cool, Picard." Like, you are literally. I know she was close to you. Maybe, but
30 years ago.
30 years ago, but that's totally appropriation of our religion. Like, but no, or the way. Actually, sorry. Even simpler. In the background, a Bajoran is just like by the prophets.
I was thinking he was going to like swing it around and throw it at some like one of the changelings. That
it's actually a bomb as well. Small.
Riker's like, don't you know that's a bomb? You just do.
Yeah. Like, do you know anything about Bajorans? Their earrings are bombs and micro USB drives. Everybody knows that. Oh man!
You've made the show so much better.
Look, you know how long these people were freedom fighters? I mean, everything they make is
and they're the only things that are left if they get shot down. It's like we collect them like dog tags in a big handful. Oh man. Okay. Well, if someone wanted to talk to me about bringing laughter to the end of the episode, they can go to drsci-fi.com. DRSCIFI. Well, I'm Darren Moser.
I'm Philip Still Alive Gelfus.
I'm D'Angelo Prue.
Still alive for now. And it's stranded here on City Alpha 3.